So while we're waiting, I'll just take a second to introduce everybody that's currently on the stage. My name is Alphanomicon. Call me Alpha for short, way easier. I'm one of the lead ambassadors for Subspace, and I mostly focus on our support team. So all things hugs and kisses, that's me. Emil, if you'd like to introduce yourself really quick.
Hello everyone. My name is Emil, and I'm one of the lead ambassadors, and I'm responsible for the content side of things. So, welcome to the call, everybody.
Nice. Frederic, it's your time to shine.
Hello, good time to shine. Hello, everyone. My name is Fredike, and I've had the very gratifying experience of working along with Justin and Diana in the community side, and I'm thrilled to be here in my first Crowdcast ambassador call.
Oh, welcome. And for those that don't know, Frederic is actually one of the team members, so we're very excited to have him here. He mostly deals with the community. So if you see him, say hi, speak to him, talk to him. He's got great information. Okay, so Purple Money, if you want to just say hi, he's going to be one of the community members presenting a project. So if you just want to say hi really quick.
Hello everyone, my name is Kirill, and second please.
Oh, okay. Hold on, Purple Money. You go. You don't have to present just yet. He's very excited to present. Dima, why don't you go ahead and just introduce yourself real quick?
Yes. Hello everyone. My name is Dima. I'm Subspace ambassador. So I think I will be the first as who will present. So our ambassadors prepared them. Let me share. Let me share my screen.
Everyone wants to present. Hang on, Dima. We're just saying hi right now. I appreciate how excited you guys are, though. So we'll get to it in just a second, right after we do the introductions, and then we will present with you guys. So, but we gotta get to Big Jim. We can't not introduce Big Jim. Jim, I want you to let everybody know what you're all about.
Hi everyone, yeah, it's Jim, Big Jim on the on Discord. You've probably seen me running around trying to support and offer kind of technical advice here, there, and everywhere. I've been around in Subspace since the Aries phases, and yeah, excited to be here. Oh, and I'm an ambassador as well, I should say. That's me.
Perfect. Thank you, Jim. He's very helpful to me. I am not super technical, so I definitely look to him. Even though I'm a lead ambassador for support, it's always good to look to your peers, especially people that are more, well versed in something than you. It's a good thing to keep in mind. So with that being said, should have plenty of time for people who have joined. We're gonna start. We'll just give you a quick agenda of what's gonna happen. So just doing our introduction and welcomes. We're moving on to housekeeping right now. So basically, just be kind to others in the chat. Please don't say anything that you wouldn't want to say to the others. Otherwise, we'll just remove you. If you have any questions, you're welcome to post them there. If you look to the far right of the Crowdcast platform, there's a little question mark in a box that says Q&A. If you'd like to ask questions there, you can ask questions and anybody can upvote it. So if that's a particular interesting question to you that you'd like answered by any of the ambassadors, or perhaps if there's a team member here that can answer it, we can do that. If we don't answer a question or we're not sure how to, it's still good. We'll save it and we'll bring it to a team member and then we can address it later. Right below that, there's polls. Currently, I'll enable a poll after. It's just, how do you like this Crowdcast platform? We're always looking for ways to improve. We want the experience of these calls and every time we get together to be smooth and easy to respond to. So a poll will pop up and you can vote on that whenever you feel like it. And that's pretty much it. So we will, at the very, very end, we'll do a Q&A. So all the questions that you asked during the call, we'll answer those. If there's none, we'll just move on. And then there will be a transcribed summary of the call that will be posted on Discord and our Subspace forum. So without further ado, because I know our two gentlemen that wanted to present, actually, it's technically, yeah, it'll be two. There are two gentlemen that wanted to present, Purple Money and Dima. We'll go ahead and let them do their thing. So, Purple Money, would you like to present your project right now?
Yeah.
All right. So while he's getting it loaded up, as soon as he gets his screen shared, I'll let him do his thing. But in the meantime, too, I'm just going to drop something in the very bottom. If you guys don't mind, it's just if you can retweet about Gemini stress test. We want to get the word out. We want to keep getting people coming, especially it's just very helpful when the testnet eventually does go incentivized for you to have experience of how to set up a node. It makes it way easier. So we just want to try to get the word out, make sure people know, and we'd appreciate it if you retweeted it. All right. Let's see. How are we doing with the screen share, Purple Money?
Okay. And can you see?
Yes, we can. All right.
Okay, my project is a script for auto update your node. He check name on your node and check latest version on official GitHub Subspace. And if he different from latest version, then he stop your node and update. For example, I rename node and start scripts. He check version and download new version and done. Then we can check version and check update log. You can see node is update. It's all.
Very cool. Thank you. And I believe once we get to Jim, if he wants to talk about this, if somebody wanted to find this project, it would be in our GitHub project repository, correct? As long as he uploaded it there. Probably. We'll get to him when we get there. Okay, Dima, if you would like to present your project right now, please.
So let me share the screen again. Sharing. So my project, I prepared it for the previous Gemini 2 testnet, and for now it set up. It got settings for the previous Gemini testnet. I didn't update it yet. So it is a Telegram chatbot, Subspace bot assistant, which helps new farmers to set up their nodes, and also it helped to fix some errors during installation and working of the nodes. So I can show some usability of this bot, but what I talk, it for now it's working for Gemini 2 testnet, and I need to update it for the new version. So, for example, you can message something in the chat. And for now, this bot is not hosted on something. I only started locally. So maybe in future, possibly in future, I think I will be deployed on some web server. So the bot can you can try to start or write a problem to describe your issue. Let's try to start the node installation. You can check machine requirements, and you can start to see the guide for node installation. For now, it supported only Docker. If we click on Subspace CLI, it also will be Docker for previous testnet. It contains a lot of steps, a lot of steps for newbies. I think it is deeply described how to create your sub wallet with a screenshot, how to copy it. Also, it includes which commands we should use on the new server for a new VPS, for example, server on Ubuntu TCP ports, how to configure your nodes. Also, it includes how to check your node version, all necessary commands that are needed. Also, it includes logs examples because I think a lot of people have questions after the installation. How can I know if my node is working well? So here it is some logs how it should look, but they're dirty. But anyway, in future maybe they will be more fine. And it is Docker logs. And okay, we can check the problem if you got some issues. I collect several issues from Subspace forum. For example, this issue, I added it to the database. I think it's only 12 popular issues from forum, but we also can add more issues. For example, this, and it finding the similar issue from forum and gives the link to this. Oh, no, he didn't find it. He said that he didn't solve the problem. Some problems, it includes some issues. You can check it in yes, here in this script there is different issues. So I think that's all usability for this time, but in future we can add here the node monitoring from this bot and more issues from the forum. You can find this repository in our Subspace community project. I think here it is. So if you are interested in contributing, feel free to ping me or fork this repo, and that will be very cool if the community can help you with this bot. And I will set all contributors in the Telegram, so it will be really cool. I think, yes, I use the Python code. It is Python iogram bot. Previous I used another library, but iogram is a sync library and it works very well for this. But this code is really dirty for now, so also maybe in future I will make a more better code, but it's working.
That's awesome. That's actually super cool, especially for someone like me. I love step-by-step stuff. Very cool. So thank you, Dima. I appreciate you sharing that. Cool. So we're going to be moving into the next part of our agenda for today. It's going to be topics of the day and then updates from our ambassadors, pretty much. So including Frederic, he's a little bit more than an ambassador, but he's going to be giving an update for on engagement team's behalf. So we're gonna be doing engagement, support. We'll have Big Jim. We'll probably have him go first if he's available right now. And then we don't have anything for content today. But I would just like to open up, and this is Emil, Big Jim, Frederic, and myself, if you'd like to comment on basically the state of Gemini 3, how it seems to you, if there's anything you wanted to comment on. For me, I'd just like to remind everybody that obviously these are test nets, still a work in progress. Like, just to be very transparent, even the team has said themselves, like, you know, you expect bugs, you expect slow syncs, you expect things to break. Like, we're actively trying to do those things, right? We're actively trying to make sure, we're actually trying to find these issues right now, so that when you move to mainnet, this isn't a thing. So we really, really appreciate you guys coming to these meetings, coming to these community calls, reaching out on the forum, reporting these bugs, because at the end of the day, if you've invested as much time as I have and everyone else has in Subspace, it's important to me that it succeeds on a personal level, just because it would be super gratifying to watch a project go from the ground up, literally from the very, very first test net to a main net. It would be super cool for me. So you guys have anything you wanted to add to that?
Yeah, I'd like to add also, I really want to thank all of the support ambassadors for doing a terrific job with helping out the community. I see you guys online 24/7, asking, answering questions on the forum, on the Discord, on the Telegram. So thank you guys for being so active and so helpful to the community.
Yeah, I would like to second that. The work that you've done to help us track, monitor, and diagnose some of the issues and bugs has been immensely useful, and we genuinely and deeply appreciate it. I mean, this is really feels like a community driving the product rather than the other way around. So yeah, I just want to express my gratitude for you.
Yeah, so I just like to obviously second that too. You know, the support team, especially, you know, we had a little break, so we haven't had a ton of meetings, but they've, you know, I'd like to thank you guys who stand on point, but I've also like to highlight like our tech ambassadors as well, because there's a lot of issues that I just don't understand how it works. I don't understand how to solve it, and sometimes I'm not even sure what I'm looking for, but it never fails. I can ask Big Jim, I can ask any of those guys over there, JR. I can look at their chats, I can look at their forum posts, and a lot of times, as simple as it is, being a support member is just helping find the solution, and a lot of the times the solution is by them. So I'd really just like to say I appreciate you guys very, very much. Your level of skill and knowledge has been immensely helpful to us. All right, Jim, if you are trying to talk, I can't hear you. So for now,
Can you hear me?
Now I can.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, go for it.
So let me just share my screen quickly. So I was kind of expecting to go before Purple and Dima, but it's not a problem. The show must go on. So hopefully you can see my screen.
Sure can.
Splendid. Okay, so the Subspace Community Project Registry. Just wanted to take a minute to showcase this new community project registry. We, as ambassadors, decided it was high time we had a single place to pull all the great projects the community produces to add value to the wider Subspace ecosystem together. So it's somewhere where it's a one-stop shop for all of this wonderful content and tools and all the rest of the wonderful projects that have been produced. The registry itself is just a table. It's got a category, a description, and a link to the project. Currently, we have all submissions grouped into several buckets, though these categories can and will be expanded in the future as the need arises. Right now, we have engineering, support, content creation, outreach, and community. We invite everyone to have a browse through these existing projects, and certainly you'll find items that inform, assist, and delight. Our hope is that they will inspire the next generation of projects and ambassadors. If you have something that you'd like included in the registry, please reach out to any ambassador. We will get it in front of those who can decide if it makes the grade. We can update the table and commit to GitHub where this lives. And then I was supposed to explain that we're lucky enough to be joined by a few of our project creators, such as Purple Money and Dima. So I just want to go free form for a minute then. So we have a community section at the bottom. This is where we're inviting people to extend the ambassador project. So just to explain the structure here, ambassadors are asked to produce a project when they're apprentice ambassadors, something that enhances the ecosystem. So we've kind of got the last two intakes projects, which there's some really fantastic stuff in here. I'm going to drop the link in the chat, but we are hoping that others will join in and submit. So we produce community submissions. So let me just drop this in the chat. Okay, and just to demo my project, I was originally going to go first, but so I produced a project. Just to give you a further flavour for the kind of thing that you can do is I produced a subspace monitoring project which sits on top of Docker, and it introduces monitoring and visualization. So we start off, we've got kind of an extended Docker compose here. So anyone who knows Docker, we start off with the standard Farmer setup, but then we've also got a Grafana instance, a Prometheus instance, and a node exporter, which they're all used to kind of collect and package up the data. I'm not going to go into too much depth here because there's quite a good explanation here. There's also a getting started. If you follow this step by step, you'll be able to kind of follow along. Hopefully, any problems, let me know and we can get it fixed. And you should end up with something that looks a bit like this. And in UK, we have a program called Blue Peter where they would have one prepared in the sidelines for me to show you. So this is a node I'm actually syncing now. You can see you get some wonderful, colourful charts going on. Take some time to go through and read what the various metrics you can ask. Sorry, the various metrics you can see here. Interesting ones are if you see IO utilization or CPU maxing out, you know that you've got a bottleneck somewhere. But yeah, Subspace Community Project Registry. We're hoping that we're going to get some wonderful submissions. And yeah, that's me. Cheers.
That is awesome. That would actually be, on a personal level, really cool for me to try to set up, because I'm the type of person that I like metrics and data to help me see if I'm doing it right. So I think I'm going to try that before I go to work, but I'm probably going to be bugging you because I'm sure, even though you have it spelled out right there very easy, I'm going to mess something up. So
no, that's no problem.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see what we got going on here. So that should be it for what should have been the project presentation. So thank you, Jim. Sorry we got that a little bit backwards, but much like a pro, he kept rolling with it and adapted the show. So now I think what we'll do is, Frederic, would you like to speak on what you were going to talk about today, or would you like to go next? Up to you.
Thanks. Yeah. First off, I will really like to thank the engagement team, namely Sky, Ivan, Esdav, and Yomek, who have devoted their time to sign up, participate, share very interesting insights and ideas, and ultimately sync, jointly converge on a priority, which I'm about to present right now. Let me just click on the sharing. Hope it works this time. Okay, can everyone see this?
No, there it is. Once again, your time to shine.
Can everyone see my page?
Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah, it appears to be lagging. So basically, I took the liberty of instead of taking the meeting notes and making the meeting notes into an announcement format, so that everyone can more easily understand the not just the criteria, but also the user flow, how this flows operationally, and what's the rationale behind it. So basically, this is we all agreed that one of the things that we should assess at first are the role management, role distribution, and slowly phasing out from self-assigned roles to earned roles in order to promote cooperation, collaboration, and also engagement for those who really want to commit their efforts to earn the role. This will also help us calibrate who are the ideological aligned, the true believers who are really on top of the content creation efforts. So as a first, well, but there are numerous roles we know, but one that was particularly alarming was the creator role. Which I think we have 1,800 creators in our Discord, and I'm sure just a minority of this are actually producing quality content for our community. So what we're doing is we're not going to delete the self-assigned creator role. We're going to have it. We're going to maintain it as a, I guess, a database for which to reach out to the creators for now. But we're going to actually add additional roles for those who present quality content henceforth from going forwards, and also for those who have already produced astounding content in the past, like a year ago, months ago. We're certainly going to consider that when assigning this new role that I'm calling Subspace a content creator. The criteria to evaluate this and assign, well, it's not going to be very rigorous. It can be mathematically calibrated, but all we ask is to avoid straight copy pasting and low effort renditions. That's all we demand. We're not going to really be judgmental on the quality of the art. We just want to avoid the low effort and copy pasting. And what drives this and what you expect from an earning role is first, it would be very useful as to streamline a group from where we can, in the future, recruit for future cohorts of content and engagement ambassadors. So that earning that role gives you that front row position. We're also planning to create a role gated channel so that all the creators, the like-minded creators, can join and chat and exchange ideas and make it more lively. And also, that's not immediate, but we are planning non-financial rewards for the future to distribute to community as a result of quests and activities. And again, earning this role would put you in a preferential and prioritized line to receive this future reward. So those are the main incentives, if you want, the engagement incentives. Like I said, as the Subspace content creators expand and consolidate, establish, and unites, we can gradually remove or sunset the self-assigned role. So we have a truly active community around content creation. Just repeating myself, those who have already in the past, because I noticed many produced very, very interesting content in the past, like 6 months ago. So those would be valuable as well. Just ping any of us from the engagement team, and we'll super happy to take a look and assign you the role. So this is just the start of a much wider initiative, but we're starting simple and starting quick. Of course, this is just a draft, something we discussed with the engagement team, but all the ambassadors please feel free to give feedback, commentaries, criticisms. They're all super welcome. Thank you for this. Not sure if the engagement team wants to pitch in. You're more than welcome as well.
I absolutely love the recognizing creators, and not just creators, but other formats. Just people achieving roles and non-financial incentives to give them priority for the next cohort. I love that. I think it's really cool. I think it's a good way to ensure that the people that are invested in the community and just very, very motivated are not accidentally missed, because initially when we did the ambassador cohorts, it was pretty easy. There was maybe like 100 or less, or even less than that applications. And then every time we've done it after, it's just seemed to have exponentially grown, 500, 600, 1,600, 2,000. And to go through all those applications, it's very difficult. So I love this. I think it would be fantastic for our ambassador program. So that's a great idea. Thank you guys, and thank you the engagement team.
Thank you. I'll deeply appreciate your feedback. Yeah, we're looking forward to get started and get rolled.
Great.
I'm gonna
Okay.
just stop here.
So
Okay.
So right now, I guess we can move on to the. I know, Emil, I know you said you didn't have a content presentation, but again, at any time, if you do want to talk about something, you're more than welcome to. But for now, what I'll do is I'll just do the support. I have a couple slides just talking about activity as far as nodes, socials, and stuff like that. So let me get this loaded up really quick, and then we'll get straight into it. So as far as support goes, again, I just want to reiterate, it's not just the support team out there. I've seen tons of other ambassadors, content engagement, especially tech, engineering, have been phenomenal. Thank you guys for your help. Because again, similar thing with how when we were doing interviews for ambassadors, it was very easy at first. The numbers are very manageable, and I feel like the Subspace community has just exploded, even when it seems like it hasn't. So let me just elaborate on that a little bit right now. So some node statistics. So for Gemini 3C, that's the current one we're in non-incentivized, there's approximately 1,862 nodes online when I checked. That was, I did it yesterday just to try to keep it close up to date, and 55 gigabytes of data pledge, which if you look at Gemini 2, doesn't seem like a lot, but obviously that one's incentivized. So at the peak of our Gemini 2 incentivized testnet, we touched 27.4K concurrent live nodes, meaning nodes on at the same time. If you just probably took all unique nodes, I think it would be higher than that. But just for how many nodes were actually on at the same time, that was over 60 countries with 1.3 petabytes of space pledge, which is a ridiculous amount. That being said, it would be very reasonable based on how all of our stress and testnet's gone, and then moving them to incentivize to forecast surpassing that. There's Subspaces. Every time we do this, it seems like it gets more widely known. It reaches more people in more places. So I would expect that. So if you look here, this is just the node statistics from 3C. I just wanted to put this up so if you're wondering where I got this from, or if you haven't used telemetry to check your node, this is an extremely useful tool. I'll have those links at the very end. And again, like I said, anything that was discussed here, like Big Jim's presentation or Frederick's presentation, there will be a summary that I get done probably later today. I have to go out right after this, but it'll have all those links there. So this is right now the distribution of nodes. So this is just with the 1,800 nodes. I'm putting this up here very much just to show the next time we do this, when it's incentivized, how colorful the map gets. So as you can see, we have a lot of North American, European, Asian countries, continents that are running nodes. Right now, we're not doing too good of a job reaching out to like South America and Africa, places like that. But I do know that we do have a lot of South American community members. I've spoken to them personally. We have one of our ambassadors from South America and African ambassadors too. I just think in that it's possible for their particular situation. They just prefer to wait for the incentivized testnet. So again, just showing that so you can see what it's going to look like when we compare it to the next one. I'm super pleased with the forum statistics, our forum activity. As you can see towards the left-hand side, that's just kind of coming into the last couple months. And if I went further back, it just kind of was a little too cramped. But if you went further back, you'd see the forum activity has just continued to steadily rise. If this was a chart, you'd say higher highs, higher lows sort of situation. So we're getting a ton of activity on the forums. There's more posts, more signups, more topics, which is exactly what we wanted because that's the easiest way for you to sort through data and get answers. Again, same thing here too. It's just you could see the last 30 days, we've had 19,000 page views. We've had much more unique user visits, 500. The time for response is dropping, so it's under a minute at this point. Pretty much, it's where you can see before. Well, actually, you can't see it on this one, but before it took quite a bit because it was just very few of us answering and not the community engaging with each other. So we're doing a much better job with that. And this I wanted to highlight. So this is on our Discord. Our actual total community count has gone down slightly. However, on this next slide, you can see that our message activity is actually going up. This to me is what I'd prefer to see. As much as it's cool to see 100,000 users in a Discord and this and that, I'm sure you've been in NFT Discords or any Discords where it's hyped, and it's just a bunch of people that join with no actual engagement. So this is the benchmark for this is it has to be 10 messages per sender for it to count as message sent activity per communicator. So I'm super pleased with this. I think the community is becoming more informed, more knowledgeable about the protocol, and interacting with each other much more. So I expect this number too to explode once we do the incentivized testnet, because every time we've done it, that's what we've seen. Just as far as improving support, we always look for feedback. If you have something you've seen another, project do, or if you've seen something in the real world that is applicable to us, please let me know. You can always tag me. You can always reach out to ambassadors and just letting one of them know. I'd be happy to I'm always happy to learn. I'm always happy to improve. I don't really have a lot of pride in that aspect. I'm not going to be offended. For the Gemini testnets, we internally tested a doc. We use the tools that are already existing, like Google Docs, just because it's simplest. But eventually, what we're going to want to do is when Subspace is more transitioned to a DAO run project, we want to have a space where these things are in place and easy to use for any community member, because it's not going to be the team primarily doing things. We're going to have to rely on each other in the community to fix things and make sure things don't get missed. So this is kind of what it looked like. We had put it out to the ambassadors, and basically we combed the forums. Emil did a great job of aggregating most of the things. So we combed the forums for common issues. The page goes on a little bit longer, but we added them here, added the people that reported them, links to their specific discussions. And then initially we sent it off to the team. So the team did a fantastic job. So led by Nazar, they even video recorded it for us so that we could see their thought process going through these. It was very educational for me, because watching them explain why it isn't a problem, or it's something they expected, or something they didn't expect, was great. So as you can see, they changed it to escalate it to the team if they were working on it. They closed some things if they couldn't repeat it or it wasn't an issue anymore, and then some things were just straight up resolved. They found the solution for it and they gave it to us. So these are those useful links I was talking about. I just remind people, I'll post them. So Subspace official docs, you can basically have a walkthrough of how to set up a node, as well as where you can find all your files that you need to download for CLI and stuff like that. Subspace telemetry is that page that I just showed you guys earlier back. You can search your node name there, and you'll know for sure, like if you look at the top, if you have your node is consistent with the best block, that's basically a great way to know, as long as you're on the correct tab, that your node is up and running correctly. And finally, the Subspace forum. We're going to continue to encourage people to use the Subspace forum. It's the easiest way to search solutions because one thread will have a fluent or a flowing topic, as opposed to Discord, where sometimes people might be jumping in talking about other things. Then eventually it just gets lost. So thank you guys for your time with that. I really appreciate it. And that's going to be it for support. So as far as our agenda goes, that's pretty much it for our scheduled things. We did allow for about 25 to 30 minutes for Q&A. We currently don't have any questions right now. So if you guys have any questions, even if it's not for us, if it's for the team, I can't guarantee we can answer them right now, but we can forward them. So while we're wrapping up, and while anyone on stage, if you'd like to speak or say anything, please do. We'll give it a little bit, and then if we have no questions, that'll be the end of our call for today.
Yes, thank you, Mike, for sharing the presentation and some very interesting statistics. I'm really looking forward to expanding our geography as well. So we'll definitely need to be a bit more active working with the regions that you mentioned, like South America and Africa. It will be super exciting to see people coming from all over the world to join the Subspace. Yeah, to all of the ambassadors, I really wanted to encourage you once again to please use the bug reporting system that Mike just mentioned and showed to you, because at the moment it's a little bit difficult to track across 3 different platforms whether the issues has been fixed or how frequently it actually appears, and if it was if everything was included to the bug reporting system, it still would be a little bit easier to track and to see if the issues has been resolved. So please, if you see that some issues appearing from time to time, and you see it coming on different places, like Discord and Telegram, please feel free to add it to the bug reporting system. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. I agree too. You know, one of the main things that Subspace always said is they wanted to make it simple enough for you to eventually, like run on like a Raspberry Pi or a phone, a Node. Any data or any device that you have, even if it's a super small one, they, eventually their hope was that it would be able to run a node or at least contribute space as a farmer. So hopefully one day that's the case, because I know there's, especially in like African countries and in certain areas, they rely on their phone for a lot of things. It's basically how they do everything with the internet, especially with the emerging technology and how prominent crypto is becoming in Africa. I think it'd be really cool. So anyone else has anything to say? Big Jim, anyone like that? All right. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying nothing from me. Sorry.
Okay, no big deal. So thank you for again. I'm going to direct everyone to the poll on the far right side. It says polls. It's a little graph right below the Q&A. If you have any questions, now's the time. If not, thank you for coming to the community call. We really appreciate it. There wasn't too much to discuss this time. Sometimes there's going to be more, sometimes there's going to be less, but we just wanted to make sure that we gave people the opportunity to talk to us and to talk to you. So our ambassadors, thank you very much. Subspace is constantly in a state of flux and growth. So we really, really appreciate it as you kind of work with us. One big thing that we always talk about is just incremental improvements with measurable outcomes. So we always try to get a little bit better every time we do something, whether it's ambassador cohorts, progress with the protocol for the team, support, finding better ways to address issues and stuff like that. So again, like I can't stress enough that if you have something that you think would improve us as a whole and as a community, please reach out, please say something. At the end of the day, somebody is willing to listen. Somebody's always willing to listen, and it's probably a great idea. So again, I'll give it a couple minutes if everyone just wants to stare at Frederick's beautiful face. and and we'll just in case somebody has questions, and then we'll just have the call in for this time. Also, on a side note, it seems that most people, there wasn't a ton of votes, but most people seem to like Crowdcast or Neutral. And then, how's your experience with Gemini 3C been? Most people feel like it's been good. One person felt like it was great, and there's some Friday that said it could have been better. Just from my experience, I've had a good experience with it, especially coming from. I said this in my ambassador interview when I applied to be an ambassador. One of the main things that excited me about doing this was I was trying to run an Ethereum node, and I had a super hard time doing it. There wasn't a lot of documentation. There wasn't a lot of people trying to help. I'm sure for reasons like, having a node where you can get data, especially with people that had snipers and that were farming and stuff like that. It wasn't really beneficial in certain aspects to help just the layperson set up a fast node. So when I started the Subspace experience, it was a lot easier just in general. It was super exciting to set up my first node. And just from then and now, to basically be able to put one line in a command and hit enter and hit start is significantly easier than when it started. So just on the startup side of it, I feel like my experience has been significantly better. And as far as how many bugs have popped up, I feel like it's been way better too. The team's response to those bugs have been significantly faster too, because they're catching things faster. There's a lot less of them. I think they're just doing a great job. So, for those of you that are new, just know that things are going to continue to improve. Just from my experience, they have, and I wouldn't expect anything less. And with that being said, we had no questions. So thank you everybody for coming. If anyone wants to say bye, now's the time.
Thank you, everyone.
To the team.
Thanks everyone
for helping set us up. And everyone, I hope you have a great day. Take care.
Enjoy, everyone. Bye bye.